Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild, and today we are here on Yukon Valley because this is one of the maps that is going to be getting changed forever. Now, there is a ton of maps that are going to be getting completely reworked in this next update, and basically what that is going to mean is you'll be finding each species in different parts of the map that they weren't previously, and you might see them disappear from areas that they currently are. You're also going to see complete population resets on every single map except for Silver Ridge Peaks. Now, it is a little bit unclear at the moment which maps are getting the home range rework and which ones are just getting a population reset, so take this with a grain of salt because we don't know if this is the finalized list for the actual home range changes. However, this is what we've got available at the moment, and they were very clear that this is preliminary notes and it is subject to change. But as of now, it says that we will be getting a full rework of the animal home ranges, populations, and schedules for specific reserves, and it lists Leighton Lake, Medved, Tiawaroa, Yukon, Mexico, Cuatro Colinas, and Parque Fernando as the ones that will confirm to be getting a home range redistribution and schedule changes for all the animals. So that's what we know as of now. However, they did mention, or I should say Jacksybeard did mention, that that is not the final notes, so there probably is a couple reserves missing from there that will be getting some home range changes, but I figured that regardless of which ones are going to be getting changes, it's going to be good to kind of talk about what to look out for with this next update. And you know what better time to talk about it than right as we're about to slaughter some Grey Wolves with the AR. This is going to be pretty interesting because I've not used the ARs on wolves very often since the update, or I should say since the last update where we ended up getting the 308 AR. So let's try to take out a few of these and see how it does. And we did get them to go aggressive, it looks like. It seems like they are very confused about how to even get over here. But they are running straight over to attack us, which is great because it is kind of hit or miss as to whether or not you can get the wolves to attack you. And it's always entertaining when they do, so I am pretty happy with this. Let's see what we can get going here. Oh my gosh, they're actually just straight up running over. That I actually don't see too often. Wow, these wolves are being super aggressive. Well, that went a lot better than I expected it to. But as I was saying, regardless of whether or not this is the entire list of reserves that will be getting the home range reset and rework, it's still one of those things that we can talk about because regardless of which ones are getting it, the results are going to be the same. And like I was saying earlier, what this update is going to do is make it so a lot of the animals will be in different places than you remember them previously being. They're also going to have different need zone times, and they're also going to, I'm assuming, have different levels of their population because we did notice that with the lions. They did seem to increase the lion population the last time that they did a rework like this, so I would imagine there's a few species that are going to be getting some changes like that. We also know for a fact there's going to be a few species that will be losing their drink zones, with that being the chamois and the lynx, and I'm assuming there'll be some others as well that end up getting either their drink zones completely changed or just removed completely. It's going to be interesting to kind of see what they do on that regard, but there is a few other things that we know for a fact will be happening, and that is the population resets. Now, population resets can be a good thing or a bad thing in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, you know, a lot of people seem to be worried about these population resets that EW does every once in a while on the maps, but I can assure you that it's not going to change your chances of getting diamonds and rares. With the thousands of hours that I played on this game, it's pretty clear to me that it is 100% chance-based, and obviously, the more that you hunt a map, the more you kind of know where your deer are, so you're able to grind a little bit quicker, so it may seem like you're getting more trophies, but in reality, it's all chance-based, and every time that you shoot something, it's got a chance of coming back as a diamond or a rare. There really is nothing that shows, I guess, concrete evidence that having your map for a longer amount of time and hunting it a lot is going to increase your chances of getting diamonds and rares. There's really no evidence that would state that that is the fact, and EW has even said before that it is chance-based. Quite a while back, Tree Kiwi mentioned that every time that you shoot a deer or a bear or whatever it may be, they typically will come back in their same weight range, but they've got a chance of coming back a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. That alone right there just shows that there's no such thing as getting a map like diamond ready or whatever you want to say. I've been seeing a few people throw that term around recently, and it just simply has nothing to back it. There's nothing that says hunting your map a lot is going to increase your chances of diamonds and rares. There really just is no way to confirm that or even say that it's even close to being a fact. All of the research that I've done and all of the hunting that I've done just points to it being completely random. I think the stuff that Expansive Worlds has mentioned about it in the past kind of backs that as well. They don't want us to know exactly how things work in the game, but they've told us enough to kind of give us an idea that it is some type of randomly generated system, similar to the TrueX system with the antlers. Everything's random, you never know what's going to happen, and you can do things to kind of slightly skew the odds in your favor, like the herd management techniques, but the thing about the herd management techniques is they can be done on a fresh map or on an old map, so it really doesn't matter too much if your populations get reset. The only thing that is a little unfortunate about it is you will have to search for your zones again. But other than that, there really will be no negative consequences of these changes and the resets that are coming. The only thing that it will change is the locations of drink zones. And if anything, you're going to get some fresh herds to look at, and you might find some initial spawn diamonds, great ones, or rares. So in the end, there's really nothing super negative about a change like this. And I feel like a lot of people just think that there is a lot of negatives to losing their progress on a map, but since there really is no such thing as progress towards a diamond or a great one, I can assure you guys that it'll be fine. You won't have to worry too much about losing quote-unquote progress towards something big. At the end of the day, as long as you're shooting stuff, you're going to have a chance at getting diamonds and rares. There's really nothing else to it. Like I said, you can use some of the herd management techniques that seem to give you a little bit higher chance of getting a diamond respawn, but once again, that can be done on a fresh map or an old map. Doesn't really matter. And the whole point of this is just to say that don't worry, guys, these population resets that EW is going to do is not going to prevent you from getting diamonds. It's not going to slow the amount of diamonds that you get. If you end up having a dry streak with no diamonds, unfortunately, it's just the chance-based luck of Call of the Wild. There's really nothing you can do to stop a dry streak. It just happens. I got a feeling that was way more confusing than I wanted it to be, but we're just going to hope that it was somewhat coherent. Because unfortunately I really didn't have too much time to prepare this video, and I don't have a lot of time to record it, so we're just gonna have to kind of go with it. But the next thing that I did want to talk about is there's going to be a lot of time changes for the animals here in the Hunter Call of the Wild. All these maps that are going to be getting the time schedule changes and the population redistributions, they're going to be quite a bit different once this update hits. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you'll be seeing in areas that they weren't before. They're going to be drinking, feeding, and resting at different times. And some of the things that you can do to prepare for that type of a change is go ahead and search all of your maps before the update, because that's going to be one of the key factors in making sure you don't miss out on any diamonds or rares. What I would highly recommend is during the last 1 to 2 weeks before the update, search all of your maps, but don't shoot anything unless it's a diamond or a rare. And the reason I'm saying don't shoot anything is because every time you shoot something, there's a chance that it could respawn as a diamond or rare. And if you're really just wanting to make sure you don't lose out on any diamonds or rares, go through all of your maps, search them thoroughly for all of the different species, but don't shoot anything unless it is a diamond or rare. That way you don't accidentally get a diamond or rare respawn that you end up missing out on because you didn't go back a second time. You want to make sure that you don't lose out on anything. So I would definitely recommend that if you are going to do some hunting that requires you shooting a lot of stuff, maybe do it in multiplayer or with something that you don't care about. That way you don't accidentally miss out on a diamond or rare. Because like I was saying, the more you shoot, the more chances you can get a diamond or rare respawn, and you don't want that to happen before an update where you might not even know that it respawned as something cool. So I would definitely recommend just checking everything, making sure there's no diamonds or rares, and then moving on. Another thing I would definitely recommend doing is get prepared with a little bit of extra cash. So you could do something like hunting geese or jumping into multiplayer and just hunting Silver Ridge peaks like crazy, and try to build yourself a little bit of cash, because this update is most likely going to change quite a bit of the need zones for a lot of species, and so you'll be needing more tents and blinds and stands and stuff like that so that you can reset up your maps, because there will be a lot of changes coming with this update. And so you want to be prepared, so I would definitely recommend doing a little bit of grinding to get yourself some cash. And I know that kind of goes against the thing that I just said about not shooting everything so you don't accidentally get diamonds and rares that you miss out on. But Yeah, I didn't plan this through, so we're just gonna go with it. But yeah, that is another thing that you will want to do. Make sure you got a decent bit of cash built up. That way you guys can be able to afford all of the stuff that's needed for this update. The last thing we will talk about is what you guys should be doing after this update hits, and what I would say is you should probably be searching your maps. First of all, since most of them are going to be getting a population reset, check your maps as much as you can. Check all of these zones. Look for all the brand new zones that they've added in with the update. And just do what you can to search all of your maps very thoroughly. Make sure that you don't have anything that you're missing out on. And then once you've finished searching your single player maps, I would highly recommend jumping into multiplayer and searching around there as well, because there is going to be so many fresh maps with this update, with every single map getting an update except for Silver Ridge Peaks. I would definitely recommend hunting multiplayer. You're going to have so many fresh populations to look for, and it's going to net you a lot of diamonds and rares. And if you guys want to know exactly how to multiplayer hop, I would recommend checking out my video on it. I will try to put it in the card in the top right if I remember to, but it's going to be very helpful for a lot of you. And if you guys can't find the video through there, if I forget to put it up there, it is titled How YouTubers and Veteran Players Get Diamonds and Rares, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what I titled it, but I'd recommend that video because it's going to help you quite a bit in finding them. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope this made sense. Like I said, I didn't have much time to prepare this video. I needed to get a video out within, well, an hour and a half from now. I got to get this video live, so this is a little bit of a rushed video. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to prepare last night for it because I was busy with some other stuff, but hopefully it will make sense, and hopefully it'll at least give you guys an idea of what you should do to prepare for this next update, the stuff you should do on your current maps, and the stuff you should do after they get reset. And yeah, let me know if you want to know some more stuff about this next update, and if you guys want to see some more tip videos like this, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!